All right, Mr. Info Philly. Here we go again with a more complex breakdown. Loaded Lux versus Rum Nitty. Now, this is going to be a video with me going a little bit more in depth. This is just part of the bars, part of the rounds of Loaded Lux and Rum Nitty. So, hopefully, you guys will be able to see the similes. Hopefully, see some metaphors. Hopefully, you guys are able to see how many syllables is being rhymed, the pattern, and I'll see if I can explain some of these bars to show you the levels when it comes to this stuff. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, Loaded Lux, he starts off. What's up, Red? What you got on my 40? What you got on my 40, homie? Now, if anybody didn't know, that's a reference to Friday where Debo said to Red. This for my niggas up north on that Jack Mac. First smack back, we got a nigga to back smack. Now, two syllables here, Jack Smack. So, guys that are new, you starting to see a little rhyme pattern. And again, this is a reference to Loaded Lux, his intro, what he said to Young Miles. So, nah, this the nigga that smacked back with the bum payments, slum wages, looking at you yesterday. I bet you're safe haven, a way station. Probably why you was talking to me all dirty in them spaces. So right on. So this he's calling smack gunners, slave wages. Again, this stuff all ties together. Watch this. Clean house. I'm gonna take y'all night and shine 'em. I'm gonna watch your little shooting star in front of a sun bathing, and I'm gonna bake 'em. You know, people should know Lux referred to himself like one of his big lines is he's a sun. Why throw rocks at the sun if you can't reach it? So he's already showing you like he's trying to paint a picture that he's way out of way out above and beyond for any of these. There's a whole scheme that he got going. So look at this. But I'm cold for this cream. Everything go in this ice box. Soon as I got the scoop, it was rum raisin. Nitty got a gun. Oh shoot! Just don't hit the messenger. You should be able to pause it and read the stuff I got in red that explain it because I don't want to keep stopping. So I'm in the building. Whether you elevate or step it up, I'm the ceiling. A body turned blue, got sealed in with yellow tape stretching, plus death itching up. Sent to me. I said that wrong. Sent to me. He's saying centimeter to do a number on. That's a ruler to whom he didn't measure up. Again, he's rhyming. He's still rhyming. Again, look at the stuff I got highlighted. There's levels to the platform. Inform those you sound clever to. I set this up. I want action. Can he make the director's cut? Now, this whole scheme he does here is pretty elaborate. Mind you, sound clever to you know four syllable words here. I gave people an example in case you didn't see any of my other videos on what what syllables look like. Director's cut. That's the pattern he's rapping here. So look at this. He does a whole scheme going forward, talking about like if Rum Nitty's basically like a an actor. Everything he does is an act. Well, I'm gonna ask him as soon as Jamie Foxx show, why you in here acting like you really be getting fancy, man? If anybody didn't know, Jamie Foxx, he had the Jamie Foxx show, and the chick he was going after was fancy. So he said, "Well, I'm the main attraction. Why wouldn't he be? Why wouldn't he be extra? You regular." So right here, he's showing you, and like if you know anything about the movies, you know, a small guy is an extra. So how Nitty he be acting extra like he's something is what he's saying. You're a blue collar worker in here talking like you the Terminator. Nigga, you was just at the register. So here you go with the whole Walmart slash movie acting scheme. Where Geechee at? I want to speak to the manager. Who making sure your drawer right? He's talking about, who making sure your gun right, when he's shooting, but he put it in Walmart language, where Nitty was working at. Now look at this. He said, how was your target practice? My bad, I messed that up. Now this is clever. Because he's talking about, his draw might not be right. How was your target practice, which is Walmart's competitor? So he said, my bad, I messed it up. can we take it from the T-Top? T-Top, the one who exposed that Nitty worked at Walmart. Because I heard Rambo here was all in Walmart, vest up front. Cash or credit, sir. People coming from out of town, you price check them, huh? Now again, this stuff is rhyming, and look at the imagery he's putting here. You know, he's still going with the movie theme slash work theme, saying he's a fake actor and acting like he's a killer, which are the killers, but you know, you're not like that in real life. And the funny part, you know, like look at this. People come from out of town. You price check them high. If anybody know about like the gangsters, they try to act like you know Crips or people when you going into their town, you're supposed to check in with them. And he said, "Oh, you just checking them at the register. You just price checking. Who you getting loud with over the speakers for? You soft, your schedule tough. Now that's an oxymoron, you know, that he's putting in the raps, and he's still rhyming. But this is where you take the one. But this is where you take the one time off. You was never a marksman. Your life, Eddie and Martin. I don't really see the bars, but how many times we got to hear about the gun lines, boss? Now, I have damn near missed this line, so I want you guys to see a little snippet of what it is.
We ain't got no fences here at Camp 8. We don't need no fences. We got us the gun line.
Tell him about the gun line, boss.
This is the gun line. It runs from shack to shack, clear around the yard. You are now inside the gun line.
That's crazy. You know, he said your life, Eddie Martin. Your life, Eddie and Martin. Now, the movie is called Life with Eddie and Martin, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. You know, and you know, Nitty calls himself like the Gunline King. So again, the stuff in red is the breakdown. I'm cocking back the hammer. I'm pulling the trigger on a scanner. You know, so he's still coming at Nitty about the whole Walmart thing. That's the barcode. You should know the barcode. Rap how you roll. This is what happened when they come for explosion to get exposed. Again, guys, you can pause it, read the red. I don't want to drag this out and make it be an hour. Like this is a quick version of this because I'm not doing the whole thing. You a shooter in battle rap. Then out there, where the trap is at. So battle rap, trap is at. Look at the rhyme patterns. I want you guys just to like this is for you to look at and study and be able to hear how intricate it is. I just want the people at home to have the facts. Now that we established that, you just rap when your choppers chop. Now, this is rhymes inside of rhymes if you guys haven't catch on. You got two rhyme patterns that he's rapping. You just rap when your choppers chop. Don't let Geechee put that battery in your back to get cracked in your copper top. So you got a little battery scheme, copper top. That's fire. So I didn't again, that's just part of his round. Now let's look at Rum Nitty's. Now, my favorite part of Rum Nitty was the impression when he was trying to rap like Lux, but let's do his. The spinal fracture back to do the work like a chiropractor. My disc slipping. Well, let me realign your back in time when it was slim pickings on gym fitness. I hope you can dig it. Again, read the red, pause it, read the red. Look, I do a breakdown for it. Cause you up here taking a risk, trying to make the cut. Well, I got news. Well, I got news for you. They waiting on the lines. I kicked the chair. Somebody should have told you to hang it up. But I'm going to give you this work, and you going to do the job. I already told you niggas once. If you pit me on the rooftop with Mr. Suicide, we already know who's finna jump. I'm finna roll you niggas up. You don't learn. Till you at his funeral service crying out the guy so hurt. Even the pastor gonna be choked up reading Genesis 1. That's all first verse. Now see, I'm trying to be a little bit more lenient and noble and a little bit more nicer when it comes to Rum Nitty. My problem with Rum Nitty is sometimes he be having some like dope verses, some dope punchlines, but then when you break it down, it don't really be making sense. So he's saying like Lux is gonna be at a funeral and the pastor gonna be choked up reading Genesis 1. What would Genesis 1 have to do with a funeral? I get the line that it's all first verse, when Calico choke. But like I said, like Genesis, the double entendre is supposed to stick. Like what Loaded Lux did with Life, Eddie movie, you the gunline boss. You guys saying how that literally ties to each other. This kind of doesn't make sense. And you'll see it next coming up. I'm gonna kill him and go to prison, do all my term. Get straight through that sentence like a highlighter. You can mark my words. Let me start my verse. Cause I ain't even heat up yet. The heat up next. Warning shot. Let it fly overloaded like a Learjet. Now, this got a decent reaction, but it's like, does that really make sense to y'all? When you send somebody a warning shot, that's to warn somebody that you're going to kill them. But Aaliyah, she died because it was overloaded. So it doesn't really make sense. But I get what he was saying. But it doesn't make sense is my point. But anyway, show me respect, cause I ain't one of these rookies from the spaces. From 2013, I've been cooking on these stages. Now this is his double O rhyme. These are he does a lot more. I don't want to say advanced, extreme slant rhymes where it doesn't really be rhyming, but he's trying to get it. He's forcing the rhymes for the punches, and sometimes stuff be like it doesn't rhyme like this here. It just be a little out of place. But again, we just trying to break it down. Cause I ain't one of these rookies from the spaces. From 2013, I've been cooking on these stages. How he looked, how he looked at as the greatest. Only come out once a year like a birthday candle. And I've been pitting on for ages. So again, this is a decent punch, but this is kind of out of place. But he did that to set the punchline up, which is say he rhymes for the punches. So for me, that kind of gets annoying. Let's keep going. You don't say shit, but let y'all tell it. Beloved the GOAT, God tier, one of the top sellers, escorted Deontay Wilder to the ring. We was all cheering. Next time a box get walked out by you, will be a pallbearer. Now, again, this is another one of those. It sounds really hot, but I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't really like it. A boxer and a pine box. Like a funeral box. They're not really the same thing. Is all right. Again, I might just be nitpicking. That's why I put that there. Could just be me. I saw killings. Pop's gone. I got dead homies. I wish I could see moms living. I'm God fearing. Sometimes I talk to myself. Look at you, emotional, because I done really lost niggas. And all that I got left is to stare at their photo on the wall, the large picture. Let me talk with you. They gave me one rule. All that punching ain't gonna cut it. You gonna have the body loaders with substance, like a drug mule. You know, his punch was the mule thing. I got a ton, fool. Get murdered urgent. I'm sure you heard it. I said body loaded like a drug mule. Because you're about to get this work in person. And this is why I tell people. Rewatch the battle and listen to it with a little better ears, and maybe you'll have a difference of opinion once you start listening for rhyme patterns and seeing if the punchlines make sense. You might have a better version of what you like. But again, everybody got their own preference. I'm never gonna play. Not a second I waste. We could take this shit down to the wire, like electric tape. Leave you brain dead, comatose for several days. People asking, where everything healthy at? In the vegetable state. Twerk went crazy on that one. I mean, that was a decent one. I stepped with the greats. You can't tell me he's the GOAT. This bitch got to dress up and still can't hold it down. Like Marilyn Monroe. If y'all didn't know Marilyn Monroe with that famous scene, her dress blowing up and she trying to hold it down. This is Ether. He only do that shit to get noticed. This bitch a diva. For his next bit, Dracula, you gotta listen cleaner. Next, sh- next show, massage therapist, attention seeker. My pen is cleaner. That's a little. I mean, it's a little scheme he got going on there. I've been through hella wars. PTSD keep me paranoid, but I'm ready for it. We settle scores. You want smoke? Tell the boys we'll teleport. Pull up on the corner like a TV dinner, but it's healthy choice. If y'all didn't know, Lux got a whole healthy thing and a little healthy branding that he did. So peep the metaphor. I'm dead nice. I drop bombs you can't even connect. You can't compare types. That's the problem. People really confusing. Shadow boxing with their strikes. Now again, this is just a small preview of what I can do, and editing up footage, add some videos and stuff like that to give you a little bit more of a see-through. But that stuff takes a lot of time. This took me several hours to sit there and try to break it down. But if I can't highlight anything else, look at how much more complex Lux writing is. To sit there and draw an imagery, paint a picture with the words, and to keep the rhymes a lot closer to rhyming properly. You know, rhyming consistently, rhyming more syllables, making it all make sense, making the punchlines that he set up make sense. Whereas you got these other guys, they make it sound dope, but it really don't be making no darn sense. And people sit there and say I'm hating. I mean, you look at just this right here. You just rap when your chopper's chopped. Don't let Geechee put that battery in your back to get cracked in your copper top. That's basic and it's fire because it makes sense. He got rhymes inside of rhymes. Basic as in, Geechee putting your battery in your back. But to sit there and wrap it up and disguise it like that, that's fire. I mean, even with the Eddie and life story, like something as simple as this, you might miss how complex that line is. The bar, he didn't. He wrote that regular, and look how much more complex that is when you understand how that came from that movie. So my point is, there is levels to this stuff. But let me know what you guys think, Mr. Info Philly. Like I said, the channel gotta blow up or something. If y'all want me to be doing, I could do way better complex videos than this. But again, my channel kind of young, and I took a break just because people seem to be like hating on me trying to reveal some rappers is not as good as you guys think, and some rappers are complex and fire, and you guys don't want to, people don't want to get credit. So again, I can do many of these videos and do the whole rounds, the whole battle. So maybe I'll do a Patreon or something, but let me know what you think. Do you guys need the full rounds, better breakdown? You want me to add some videos? I got all the stuff to edit this stuff up, but let me know what you guys think. I'm letting you guys choose. So outside of that, Mr. Info Philly, let me know what you want next. Round two, round three, the 4 rounds, or other battles. Share, post this up on post these up on these channels, these interviews, or on the Twitters or whatever y'all in, and let me know what y'all think. Mr. Info Philly out.